Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Okay, we are going to begin with the free fall. That is a different case. Okay. What do you mean by free fall? As the name itself indicates. Okay. Suppose you are at any of the place, the tallest place in earth. Okay, or you are in a building. You are going to drop any of the object from certain height. You are going to drop any of the object from a certain height h. Okay, it is going to fall freely under gravity. It is going to fall freely under gravity. Okay, because there is a gravitational acceleration. There is a force for the earth. There is a gravitational force, and that will pulls all the object towards it. Means force is there, means always that object is going to increase its acceleration, always it increases its acceleration. That acceleration, it is found that is nothing but a is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. We already talked about how to write down the units. Okay, again once again I may discuss. That is nothing but velocity means displacement by time. No, displacement, what is the SI unit of displacement? Length, that is meter. What is the SI unit of time? That is second. So it is nothing but meter per second when it goes to the numerator. So acceleration, what happens? Velocity by time. No, here already meter per second is there, divided by second. When it goes to the numerator, it is meter per second square it is going to become. Now this is the case where we are going to get, that is the units. Okay, and 9.8 meter per second square is the acceleration which is found experimentally. Okay, now we are going to discuss the case that is nothing but free fall. As I was discussing, that is nothing but if any object which is dropped from a certain height h, it will accelerate. Suppose this is a height. Okay, now this may be 100 meters. Now what I am going to do? We are at this height and we are going to drop any stone. If you are going to drop any stone, first what was the velocity? Initially it was at rest. V naught is equal to 0. Then you are going to start the clock. Okay, it increases the speed, and when it reaches to the ground with the maximum velocity, it is going to hit to the ground, right? Now we have these equations, we can say magic equation. Any of the relations we can find out by using this, that is these kinematic equations. Now I will choose this equation, that is x is equal to v naught t plus half a t square. We know that experimentally we found acceleration is nothing but 9.8 meter per second square, which is nearly equal to we are going to write down 10 meter per second square. We are going to write down 10 meter per second square, and that since acceleration in a free fall, that is object falling under gravity, we will write down it as g. And we will write down it as minus. Why it is minus? That we have to discuss later. Before that, I am going to discuss this, that is why it is 9.8 meter per second and in what way it is going to move. Okay, that I said that first second, third second, fourth second, fifth second. No, you are going to start. We don't know how much time is required. Say for example 5 seconds are required. Now what happens? This is not x moment, right? This is y moments. No, that's why I will replace that equation into y is equal to v naught t plus half a t square. Okay, now what I have to do? I have to find out at y is equal to at t is equal to 0, or okay, after that t is equal to 1, t is equal to 2, t is equal to 3. T is equal to 0 means 0 to 1, what is the distance, or 1 to 2, like that. Okay, if you find out for this, V naught is 0, no, so that this equation reduces to equal to half gt square. This I will write down, g is always 10, no, so it is 5t square. In the first second what happens? So I am going to start the clock, 1 second happen means some distance it will move. No, after that some distance. Let's see how, what is the distance it reaches in 1 each second. Okay, y1 means it is 5 1 whole square, which is equal to 5. At y is equal to 2 second means 5 into 2, isn't it, whole square, that is nothing but 2 2s are 4. Okay, so you are going to get 20. Okay, next y3, which is equal to 5 into 3 whole square, that is 45, isn't it, like that you are going to get. Okay, these are the things, different things, different distances you are going to get for each seconds. Now what is the relation, what is in each second it has calculated, that moved. See, in 1 second, first second it has moved 5. Okay, 5. Next it becomes 0 to 1 second. No, 1 to 2 second, 2 to 3 second. What is this 2 to 3 second mean? See, when you will start the counting of the first second, in a stop clock, if you start means, if 0 second it was there first, no? So till 0 to 1 second happens, that time is there, no? That is 0th second. Now 1 is you are going to see in the stop clock. After 1 till 2, there is small time is there, 1 to 2 to become 100, no? 100 divisions I have told. So that small time, that becomes first second. Then 2 to 3, that becomes second second. 2 to 3, that becomes second. After starting 3 till the 4 comes, that becomes third second. After starting 4 till the 5 comes, that becomes fourth second. Okay, after only starting that 4 we can say, no, that is a fourth second is started. That is what we are going to find out. Okay, so this is nothing but in 1 second what it has traveled. Okay, there is each second. So 1 second what it has traveled, 2 seconds what is that travel, 3 seconds what it has traveled, 4 seconds what it has traveled, like that we are going to find out. So this is the case. So if you find out the difference means you can find out what is the difference it has traveled here. Okay, so you are going to keep it as y1, no, y1 if you like that, if you write like that, y2 is nothing but you can write down, okay, like this you can write down 4 into 5. So 5 means y1, no, so 4 y1, no. Okay, next y3 which is equal to how much? Okay, with respect to 5 if you write down means 5 into, okay. So in the next second what happens in terms of if you write down y1, okay. So this we have written 20, okay, 4 times into y1 we can write down. This is 45 is there, that is 9 times into y1 we can write down, no. So 9 times y1. So we can write down y1 it is equal to y1 itself, y2 which is equal to 4 times y1, okay, y3 which is equal to 9 times y1. So that is in the total seconds it has traveled. But what is the distance traveled in each second? As I said, 0 to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, like that. Then I have to subtract, no, then I have to subtract, okay, that is in each second you are going to get. So 4y1, that is y2 minus y1 you are going to get 4 minus 1, okay, that is 3y1. First second it is 1 time y1, second it is 4 minus y1, that is 3y1, okay. Next second it is y3 minus, okay, y2, that is nothing but 9y1 minus 4y1, which is equal to 5 times y1. The meaning is, okay, whenever the body falls from certain height, first it will move y1 of distance, next second it will move 3 times y1 of the distance, in the next second it will move 5 times y1 of the distance, in the next second you can guess it is 7 times y1 of the distance. What we have done? We have done is, what is the distance it is travelled in total seconds we have calculated. In the 1 second, okay, you can write here, okay, you are going to start the clock in such a way that first it will move in a 1 second, 2 second means 1 plus 2, these are 2 seconds, 3 seconds means 1 plus 2 plus 3, 4 second means 1 plus 2 plus 3 for 4. First second it will move, 2 seconds means it will move. But what is the distance travelled in that second? What is the distance travelled in the third second? What is the distance travelled in a fourth second? What is the distance travelled in a fifth second? No. So n second means 2 seconds means 2, that is 1 plus 2, 2 seconds. Second means that is in a stop clock when it starts. Okay, so I want to tell about that, that is what is the first second and n second means. Okay, you are going to start the clock, right? Okay, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 seconds you are going to stop. So these are the 5 seconds, in that total you have calculated. First second, second second, third second means what is the meaning? See, stop clock you have started, it is going to become 0 0, after 100 digits what happens? It is going to become 1, that is the first second. Second is nothing but the time taken from 1, okay, when it becomes 2 to 3, to 2 to 3 it to become 3, that is the time taken is called second. Okay, after that you will get a number 3, after 100 digits, okay, 3 is started, after 100 digits what happened? You will get to see 4, means that is the time, that is the third second. Okay, fourth second. 4 seconds means total, fourth second means that 1 second. Okay, our aim is to find out what was then in this simple time. Okay, in first second, second second, third second, distance goes on increases, how we calculated? First if you get y1 means next you will get 3 times y1, next you will get 5 times y1, next you will get 7 times y1, means if you drop any object, little increases, little more increases, little more increases and more increases, means what is the thing? In the same time distance is more, in the same time distance is more, in the same time distance more means first 1 step in the 1 second, no? Okay, in the next second 2 steps, in the next 1 second 3 steps, in the next 1 second 4 steps, like that, faster. That's why, okay, that is the thing. So when the object is falling, this is what the ratio, 1 time, 3 time. Okay, this is just a concept we wanted to discuss so that I can say free fall. Okay, so that is the thing. So free fall is nothing but what happens? It will going to accelerate, means velocity goes on, increases, accelerates. Okay, in such a way that, okay, so that acceleration if you find out means it will be 10 meter per second square or exactly 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, that is the thing. Now this is free fall. So what is free fall? Free fall is nothing but object is falling under gravity without considering any air resistance, Say for example, a cotton ball or any feather is there in your hand and one more object I am going to keep it here. Now I will drop it simultaneously from a certain height. Which one is going to reach to the ground at the first? You might have thought it is the heavier object or the chalk piece. Okay, yes, if suppose air resistance is there, feather is so light that it will take away that. If suppose air resistance is not there, means there is no air. In vacuum, where there is no atmosphere, vacuum, if I perform the experiment, means both will reach the same time. Okay, because the falling of the object does not depends on mass. Why? Can you see the term mass here? Can you, whether this equation tells that the person who is very fat will be having more velocity, the person is very thin which is having less velocity, like that it says? We don't say it like that, no. Means those equations does not depends on mass. It may be heavier object, it may be lighter object, they will reach to the ground simultaneously. They will reach to the ground simultaneously. If suppose air resistance is neglected, and that is what in free fall we are going to take. Free fall is nothing but it is the situation where the object is falling freely under gravity without considering the air resistance, Now we have drawn the different graphs, right? We have drawn different graphs for different cases. If free fall is there, means what is the case that we are going to draw. Now free fall means always from a certain case it is going to certain case it is going to fall, or certain height it is going to fall. Some height I am going to consider h. Okay. If suppose this is 0, 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, 5 meter, 6 meter, 7 meters. This building is 7 meter height. No. Always upward direction you are going to take it as positive, and downward direction you are going to take it as negative. Okay, again we have to learn in detail about this, that we will discuss when that particular cases comes. Just for time being, this is upward and downward direction. Now downward means that object is coming. No, now position and time graph if you write down, means since it is moving under y axis, we are writing it is y. Okay, y into t. Y t graph, or position time graph. So it is in negative axis. No, negative we have to take. No, so position, that is where you have to take position along y axis. No, and time along x axis, that we have studied. So position, what happens? It increases and increases to this level, always the position of the object. Okay. Next, if I write down the velocity, again velocity is negative because object is falling, velocity increases with a constant manner. First it becomes 1 time, 3 times, 5 times, 7 times, 9 times, okay, like that, right? The velocity is going to increase. Okay, the velocity time graph, always velocity we have to take where? Along y axis, time we are going to take along x axis. This is for free fall graph, that is velocity time graph. Now if I write down acceleration time graph, okay, for free fall, that is AT graph. How we have to take it here? Acceleration along y axis, meter per second square, and time is along x axis we have to take. So acceleration is constant, no? 9.8 meter per second square. Acceleration is constant, no? 9.8 meter per second square, and that is the thing, that is 9 So these are for 1 mark they are going to ask. Draw the position time graph for free fall, draw the velocity time graph for free fall, draw the acceleration time graph for free fall. Here what you have to study is only this much. Free fall is nothing but it is the case where the object is falling under gravity without considering any air resistance, and these are the position time, velocity graph and acceleration time graphs. And what happens is, when object is falling, in the second the distance going to become 3 times. Okay, in the first second it has moved this much, mean second 3 times of that, third second 5 times of that, in the next second 7 times of that, like that. Okay, like that it will be going to change in the case of free fall. Now if you write down for free fall, what is the kinematic equations? How we can write down kinematic equations for free fall? Okay, that is, we have three equations. No, we have three equations. Okay, that is nothing but free fall means what? Always object is at rest which is falling. Means initial velocity is always 0. For an object which is under free fall, initial velocity is 0. For an object which is under free fall, that initial velocity is 0. Okay, so always initial velocity is 0, and what happens? Initial velocity is 0 means this first equation becomes, this is 0 and g into t. No, because why? Because a we have changed into g, and it is negative because downward. No. Okay, one thing. Second thing, x is equal to, x is replaced with the y, which is equal to v naught t, again 0 because initial velocity is 0, and minus half g t square, like that, because g is minus. Next equation is v square, which is equal to v naught is 0 minus 2g y we are going to write down. These are the equations for free fall. So free fall is this case, that is, object is falling under gravity without considering any air resistance, and this is the thing. These are the graphs for free fall. So what you have to understand here, you should know that concept, that is nothing but no need to derive that is 1 time, 3 times, 5 times we did know. That is not need to derive, but for the information I have discussed here in this class, that is 3 times, 1 time, like that we have discussed, that you have to go through it, once again you go. Okay, that is little bit, that is a general knowledge. Okay, that is like a knowledge. Okay, if any object is falling under gravity, that is the thing. Then 3 graphs you have to find out. Okay, this is about free fall. Okay, so next we are going to study about stopping distance. Okay, stopping distance. What do you mean by stopping distance? What do you mean by stopping distance? Stopping distance is nothing but, suppose if a vehicle is moving, okay, a vehicle is moving, okay, a vehicle is moving with some speed. When you reach here, this point, you are going to apply some brakes. Okay, you are going to apply some brakes. What happens? Where it will stop? Is it stops here only? No, it will reach some distance, and after that it will stop, isn't it? After that reaching some distance, it is going to stop. So stopping distance is nothing but the distance traveled by a vehicle after applying the brake. Okay, the distance traveled by the vehicle, okay, after applying the brake. Which equation I can use to find out that? So initial velocity, some velocity it was having. After stopping, what happened? What is the velocity? Final velocity is 0. What is the distance it has traveled? Some x distance it has traveled. Now it is acceleration or retardation? Acceleration means increasing in velocity. Retardation or negative acceleration means decreasing in velocity. Here what happened? Velocity was there, now decreases. From where it is going to decrease? Till you apply the brakes, it was having that much of velocity. No, v naught of the velocity. Now what happens? You are going to apply the brake, it is going to decrease in such a way that we have v naught and x you have to find out. Means definitely all the terms are there in only one equation, that is v square, which is equal to v naught square plus 2ax. So what is v? 0. What is v naught? Some velocity. Generally I am going to write down. Now plus 2ax. What is x you have to find out? So 2ax remain here itself. So 2ax you are going to take here. So minus v naught square. V naught square you are going to bring here means minus V naught square it becomes. Next what happens? X you have to find out. So V naught square divided by 2x, that is nothing but minus V. Okay, sorry 2a. Okay, that is x, stopping distance you have to find out. Why it is minus? It minus because negative indicates retardation. What do you mean by retardation? Negative acceleration. Okay, retardation is nothing but negative acceleration. Retardation is nothing but negative acceleration. Okay, this is what the thing. Or you can write down stopping distance x is directly proportional. 2a is constant, no? Directly proportional to square of the initial velocity. So stopping distance is directly proportional to square of the initial velocity. That is nothing but stopping distance. So what is stopping distance? Stopping distance is nothing but it is the distance travelled by a vehicle after applying the brake. So that equations we have to do. Everywhere, wherever they are going to ask you about the retardation, you have to use this formula, that is V square is equal to V naught square plus 2ax. So this is what about to stopping distance I can say. So anywhere the different cases they may give for the numerical sums. In physics we are going to get numerical sums. See, I might have told you in one of the video clip, that is we have 14 to 15 chapters, right? Yes, in that 14 to 15 chapter, this was one of the chapter, okay, that is motion in a straight line. Okay, for this what you have to do, derivations you have to study, and after that what you have to do is, there is nothing but numerical sums will come. That is one problem, numerical problem they are going to get, that we have to solve by using this equation. A simple problem you are going to get, that we are going to discuss in our next videos. Okay, well, that was about stopping distance. Now one more term we have to understand and learn, that is nothing but reaction time. Reaction time. Suppose to understand this, I will give you a scenario, that is reaction time. Okay, what scenario I can give? Now suppose you are in a classroom, okay, and now you are talking. Now teacher is going to teach you. As soon as you notice that teacher is going to look at you, since you are talking, you will keep quiet, start to keep quiet. Means some time you have given, no, to observe and to think and to react. No, that time, that is nothing but it is the time taken by a person to observe, to think and to react. To observe, to think and to react. So in your NCERT textbook you have given activity in such a way that you are going to hold a ruler. Your friend, okay, your friend is going to hold a ruler like this, you are hold. Okay, now what happens? You have just kept the hands like this, you didn't hold it. Okay, now what happens? When he is going to leave, you have to catch that ruler. Okay, what? As soon as he leaves, so you have to observe when he is going to leave, when he is going to leave, when he is going to leave. As soon as he leaves, you are going to catch. But this distance, okay, suddenly you can't catch, no, you have to observe. Means you should have to catch here, but what happens? Ruler moves somewhere down and you are catching somewhere here. You should have to catch here itself, but what happens? Ruler moves and you are catching somewhere here. This is the distance, no, traveled within that time. In that time, that is the distance traveled, no. So reaction time we can write down. Earlier that scale was at rest. Suddenly you are going to leave, it starts moving. No, so that is the thing. So x is equal to v naught t plus half at square, and for this case we can write down y v naught t is 0 minus half gt square. Okay, but for time we are going to consider it as positive, because time is always positive. Minus indicates the direction. Okay, since only magnitude, okay, only magnitude we have to consider, it is only g is enough. So y is equal to half gt square. We want this, that is nothing but reaction time, that is nothing but reaction time. Tr is equal to how much? 2y divided by g and square root of that. This is nothing but the reaction time. This is the time. Okay, for this particular activity. Okay, for this particular activity, because in the first case what I said, the time is okay, perfect, that is reaction time, but distance you can't apply there. No, there is not a different distance. No, for this particular activity this is a formula. Okay, so this is just to understand what is reaction time. Reaction time also we can get, that is a formula. Okay, this is just to understand that concept. This activity is given, okay, which tells you about the reaction time of the object. Okay, now briefly some of the things I want to tell once again, whatever we have studied in our previous classes. So we have discussed kinematic equations, right? We have discussed kinematic equations. In that kinematic equations, what happens? You have drawn a graph, that is velocity time graph, velocity time graph, that is in seconds. This is in meter per second. Now how we have drawn? 0 is not the velocity. When you start the clock, some initial velocity it was having. No, after that increasing velocity. Like that graph we have drawn, and after that what we have done? The final velocity we have written it as v. No, okay. This is the area under that, and this is the slope. So if it is v naught and total it is v, then what is this? V minus v naught, and that we have written, and after that we had done the derivations. No, so this was the graph we have drawn actually. No, okay, so that is the thing. Once again go through that video, that is for 5 marks. We have derived that equations, that is kinematic equation, that is very important in this chapter, and only one derivation it may come. Also we have done the derivations, that is nothing but a proof. I can say area under velocity time graph is nothing but, area under velocity time graph is nothing but what? Displacement. It gives displacement. This is what about motion in a straight line, some of the topics we have discussed as of now. Okay, so next we may study some of the numerical sums along with this, and one more topics are there, so to discuss that we have to discuss.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.